everyone. Respond. Good morning. Okay, still awake, right? Okay, in a few minutes, Luke and two will become husband and wife. Now let's rewind the clock and travel through time. When did Luke and two go on their first date? You know how Brian knows the answer? Because I paid Brian a high price to spy on y'all, son. All right? So mom and dad went on our first date the second day. You see, after we met. Luke, we were faster than y'all, son. My dear son Luke and my soon-to-be daughter-in-law too. 30 years ago, mom and dad, right, stood right there in this same church at about the same time. All right, we asked God to bless our marriage. Luke, you know what's going on in the family, right? We have ups and downs. Mom likes vacations, but me, I hate vacations, all right? But to please mom, I go with her anyway. So I have no choice but to enjoy it, right? Hey, she paid for it, why not enjoy it, all right? So because why? A happy wife is a happy, louder, a happy wife is a, okay, right? That's very important in marriage, right? We have to give up, we have to sacrifice, right? Okay, we walk by faith, not by sight. We don't know what the future holds, but we believe God will continue to bless us through the sacrament of matrimony. Luke and 2. Today, you also walk by faith. You are here to ask God to protect your marriage and to bless your marriage. We heard in the first reading that Tobiah and Sarah prayed and asked God to bless their marriage. Prayer is a spiritual bond that holds a family together. All right? Remember to pray every night. The second reading talks about forgiveness. A happy marriage requires forgiveness. Saint Teresa said, if we really want to love, we must learn to forgive. In the gospel, Jesus tells us that if we keep his commandments, we will remain in his love. To love God is to love your wife too, and your husband too. So the love of God gives us peace and the strength, the inner strength, right? The supernatural strength to overcome obstacle. To love God, not only to love your wife and your husband, but to love everybody too. The love of God gives us the ability to forgive one another. So obey God's commandments and teach your children to do likewise. And God will bless your marriage and allow you to live together to a happy old age. Luke, my dear son Luke, and my soon-to-be daughter-in-law too. Mom and Dad wish you both every joy and happiness in your new life together. Amen.
beloved, you have come together in the house of the church so that in the presence of the church's minister and the community, your intention to enter into marriage may be strengthened by the Lord with the sacred seal. Christ abundantly blesses the love that binds you. Through a special sacrament, he enriches and strengthens those he has already consecrated by holy baptism, that they may be faithful to each other forever and assume all the responsibilities of married life. And so now, in the presence of the church, I ask you to state your intentions.